Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the franchise hour for today. With us is Miss Kristine Cabaies, the owner of MetroDog, and with
Hello.
her is also Kathleen Samantha Kotik, who is a franchisee of MetroDog. And then we have Mr. Justin Uy, who will present his franchise to web portal to us. All right, so let's talk about the business of Miss Christine.
Mm-mm.
When before you went into the grooming business, what did you actually do? Let's
Um,
say after you graduated, what was on
After
your agenda?
I graduated, I actually started as a medical representative for a multinational company. I was there for 8 years. And then after that, I went abroad. I worked for Citibank Singapore. And then after 3 years, I wanted to go back home. That's when I started thinking of going back to the Philippines and starting my own business. So that's how it started.
And what
Yeah.
was your idea when you came back from Singapore? What was in your mind? What you want to do as your own business?
When I
Was it
was in
straight the
Singapore,
grooming, or you had other
mm,
things in mind?
no, not yet. Because actually, when I was in Singapore, when you're there, the workload is so heavy, and I got burned out. And then what I did was I just started to save up for a business that I am planning to put up when I go back home. But when I got back home, actually, I had a short stint of going to South Korea, studying Korean language for 6 months. So I took a vacation muna from work, and then after that, I went back home to the Philippines. And then I was thinking, what shall I do? What I'm going to do? I don't want to go back to going to Makati again. I live in Manila, and then if I go to going to traverse all the traffic and go to Makati to work. So I thought of putting up a business. At first, I wanted to put up a spa for human. But then again, the market was so saturated. And then I was thinking, well, why not put up instead of a human spa? Why not put up a dog grooming, a salon for the dogs instead of for humans? So that's how MetroDog came into life. No, it started
Uh,
November.
when was that? When was that? When did you open your first?
The first branch opened just walking distance away from our home. It was in Tondo. It was in November 2012.
2012. What
Mm-mm.
made you choose actually to start a grooming business and not, let's say, a burger joint or anything like that? What was
Um,
the kick to grooming?
because because I was thinking of a business that is not yet saturated in the market. One day, because I was tasked to have our Shih Tzu groomed, the nearest grooming salon at that time was in Mall in Asia. I was living in Tondo, Manila, and then the pet grooming that we go to was in Mall of Asia. So we have to traverse an hour or 45 minutes away from our home. And then, that's when I thought that instead of going there, why not put up a grooming salon, a one-stop shop in within our neighborhood where we could offer pet supplies, pet essentials, pet treats, and also the grooming salon. And then there were actually other grooming salon within the area, but it's smelly, something like in Cartimar, the grooming salon there are smelly or dirty. It's unsanitary. That's why I wanted to put up a grooming salon that is mall-like, but it's not mall-based. So that's how it started. And
And then
then
you open a second facility, right?
yes, and then actually, in 1 year later, the response was great from the uh, neighborhood clients. There was an overwhelming response, good feedback from the clients. So that's when I started to put up the second branch. So 1 year later, I put up a branch in Caloocan, and then it was a better version of the first one. Of course, all the mistakes that happened in the first salon, I was able to uh, uh, remove it from the second branch. So from the second branch, only a few months later, I was ready to put up a third branch again. But then at that time, instead of putting up a third branch, I was thinking, why not have some, kasi I was the one only managing it eh. And then I thought, I cannot handle three branches with me alone managing it. So I was searching, searching through Google. And then, funny story, when I was Googling, I was researching, at that time I didn't know what franchising is all about. So when I searched for franchising, one company came up. It's not even RK yet. I told you this story before, but I wanted to tell you it now because it was actually what happened was I registered, attended the seminar from that franchise consultancy firm, and then after the franchise seminar, I talked to the one of the franchise consultants, and you know what happened? I went to the office of the franchise consultant, and then I presented my business for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then she told me, you know what? Your business is not franchisable yet. You need to have three branches to have it franchised, and you need to pay this XXX amount to upfront. You need to pay it upfront as franchise consultation fee, which I couldn't afford. Kaya what happened was a week later, I was going. I went to Mall of Asia. I was shopping, therapeutic shopping, and then there was this convention at that time, SMX convention, and then I went to the SMX convention center, and then one lady approached me, one of the booths there, and then he handed me a flyer, and it says there, RK Franchise Consultancy. Free initial consultation. We will go to your place to have your business check if it's franchisable. And then I look up to the lady and said, really, you will come to my place to see if my shop is franchisable? Yes, why don't you come up here, sign up, fill up the form, and then we'll set an appointment to go to your place. And then days later, the lady was calling me, and then she said, we are already here. Sir RK and I are already here to check your place. And then I look at the glass door, and then I see you, big white guy, and I was intimidated at first. Kasi I was rejected at first. The first franchise consultation firm rejected me at first. And then I see another, a white big guy, I was intimidated na, he might reject me again, So I was feeling a little less confident at the time. And then you went in for about a few minutes, you asked me a few questions, and then you said, yeah, we could develop this as a franchise. When do you sign up? And then that was it. And then before I know it, I was signing up, and then the fee was only, a quarter of what the other franchise consultancy firm was charging me, and then he even told me that you can pay it in installments. So, after 9 years later, we have 10 branches in nationwide. And then, actually, funny thing was, two successful franchise agreements later, that same company who rejected me contacted me, asking me if they they are offering me their services to franchise my business. I said, no, I'm okay with RK. Thank you. So that was it.
Thank you so much for the trust in us that we were able to develop you to
Yes, I was really happy they rejected me.
successful
Otherwise, I
franchise
wouldn't have
acquisition,
known
di
you.
ba? So by today, how many franchises do you have now?
There are 10 branches nationwide. So we have in Metro Manila, there are two in Cavite, in Laguna, in Cebu, and we also have in Angeles. This is I'm here right now in Angeles City. We also have a branch here, so I'm now based here with my family.
Cool.
Mm-mm.
How was it going last year during the pandemic? How did you feel? How
During the pandemic, just like everyone else, we were as well affected with the crisis with COVID. Soon as the news broke out, when it was announced that we're going to have a lockdown, so the first thing we did was take care of our staff, and then because since we're not going to operate, then they were not going to get paid, and then since they're not going to get paid, couldn't get they need uh, food on their family's table. So what we did we a good thing, Dole and SSS offered assistance to the employers, so we were able to grab that opportunity, and we're able to give it to the staff. And then as well as we gave groceries and little packages for them to get by while we are on lockdown. And at the same time, of course, we're also suffering, all the we were spending, but we were not earning any. So what we did, we at that time we opened our doors to delivery service. We had a short stint for delivery service, pet essentials. So at first we were delivering dog foods to the people within the vicinity. Then after a while, we asked them to group via the third party rider, Grab, mga ganon, mga Food Panda, to deliver their goods for them. And then while it was all happening, while we were waiting for the industry to open up again, the dog grooming salon, we were preparing for the new normal. We were setting up the stores for the new normal operations. We were putting up barriers. We were putting up, setting up. We were, have this alcohol, and we were sanitizing the area, so that in order that once we're finally be able to open, we are ready. And then we also made a text brigade, and then we were messaging. Social media was very important during the pandemic, because we were messaging the clients that as soon as we open, we will be having a group dog grooming service on a appointment basis. Yeah.
Beside of dogs, do you actually accept other kind of animals also?
Yes, we do groom cats too. Cats.
Mm.
So far, only dogs and cats.
Mm. But it's mostly dogs.
Mostly dogs. Most of the household pets that we have right now for the Filipinos, mostly are dogs.
If somebody is getting a franchise from you, what kind of personality should he have or she
Well,
have to
yes,
be
first and
a
foremost,
successful MetroDog franchisee?
to be a successful MetroDog franchisee, first and foremost, you must be an animal lover. So you cannot be not an animal lover and then have a franchise on MetroDog. That won't work. And then, yeah. So secondly, you also need to have the capital investment for that, to put up the outlet, and then, what else? So, I don't know if you have the slides already. Maybe I could present it or no. Do you have the
We'll present
slides?
that later because we had a technical issue at the beginning of the show. So we'll
Ah,
present. So we'll present that later,
okay.
Christine. So
Okay.
we still talk first about the franchise
Mm-mm.
and everything else. So how do you
Basic.
think how do you think, Christine, the grooming business will evolve, especially now in the new normal
Now,
and beyond that?
in the new normal, the first thing that changed, because kasi, at first, we set up pre-pandemic days. We set up the grooming shop. We have a wide viewing area where the people, the owners of the dogs can view how their dogs are being groomed. They can wait in the lobby while their dogs are being groomed. But right now, at the new normal times, what we have is drop off and pick up only. Meaning to say, we offer them, we set an appointment, and then they go to our place, drop off their dog, and then once it has done grooming, we call them up, or we message them to tell them to pick up their dog. So that's the new normal. Hopefully, the coming years, very optimistic that the old ways will again come back.
Theoretically, they have to come back because they need their dogs groomed, no matter what pandemic or no pandemic, no?
Yes. Oh,
So
yes, of
they
course.
so
Actually,
definitely they need
true,
grooming.
true.
So, and
Mm-mm.
I'm inviting now also in the studio your franchisee, Kathleen
Yes,
Kotik.
exactly.
If there's a similar between her face and mine, that's really the case because she's my daughter. And she's your franchisee in Cebu.
So this
So I
yes.
will ask a few questions to your franchisee in Cebu. Kat, when did you start actually MetroDog? What year was that when you opened your outlet?
Um, we opened the first outlet in 2015, which is located in Punta Princesa, Cebu City, and is still operating up to this date.
How do you compare now? I know you were very successful when you opened it. How is it going now actually during the or at the end of the pandemic, if we can call it this way? Did the dog owners come back already again for the grooming?
Yes, after we were closed for 2 months, and after 2 months, many dog owners went back to the shop to have their dogs groomed.
So that's a very positive effect what was in Cebu. What about in Manila and in Luzon? How long was the period where people were not
It was
able to
closed
open to the
down.
shows? Christine.
Actually, they tried to open it even during on lockdowns. Unfortunately, even if they wanted to open in the barangay level, when the customer wanted to go out of the barangay tenants would stop them and then tell them to go back home because they are not allowed to go out of their
Mm,
houses. So
mm.
that's how steep it was. So we really couldn't operate during those times talaga.
All right, all right, all right. And to see yes, we be able to present the franchise opportunity of MetroDog.
Mm-mm.
Christine, I have it on the screen now.
Ah, yes, I can see the screen.
You
So,
can see the
then
screen.
that
All
is our
right, please.
franchise presentation. The name of our salon is MetroDog. So, our next slide, sorry. Uh, our tagline is "We groom responsibly." We are a member of FIFA and then our uh, franchise business was developed by RK Franchise Consultancy. And then our mission is to provide affordable, full grooming service for dogs and cats by having a happy, clean, and loving environment for all our neighborhood dog friends. And then our vision is to be one of the household names for quality yet affordable pet grooming salons across the nation. So, and then you ask me this, why pet grooming? Why not? Because, as I said, these are household pets, the pets that most of the people have. We bring them at home, we put them in the bed, we put them on the sofa. So it's natural that uh, our dogs get groomed too. They need to be pampered. They need to be groomed too, so that those skin will not be irritated. They won't have any body problems. Like matted furs or yung mga skin infections. So it can all be prevented. You need to regularly groom your pets as well. So aside from that, for the franchise information, our franchise fee is 150,000. Area franchise is 625,000. So the inclusions are right there on the screen. And then the difference between the unit and an area franchise, the term for the area franchise is 7 years. And then you have the rights for 3 outlets. Whereas for the unit franchise, you only have rights for 1 outlet. And then aside from that, the capital requirement investment for an outlet is 1 million. And required space ideally should be 35 to 40 square meters to be able to put up a Metro Dog grooming salon. And then what are the inclusions for the capital investment? It already includes the franchise fee. Suppose we will also construct we will it's also included a construction for a 35 to 40 square meter space. We'll set up the outlet ready for operation and according to the new normal procedures, meaning we will be able to put up the acrylic barriers, we'll be providing alcohols and face masks for the staff and the client. And then we will also be providing from the capital investment also the grooming equipment, the initial supplies inventory, and staff uniform. What is not included in the capital investment will be the government permits. You need to secure that. The security rentals and deposit from your commercial space, utilities like the electric bills and water bills, and then the daily living allowances for your staff and training while they are training with us. You need to provide them baon, your franchise fee. And then last slide, actually this is just a short presentation. This is just a sample of the new normal. So we were cascading it to all our branches that we'd like to keep it safe, even if it's the pandemic days. We're adapting to the new normal. We tell the clients to always wear a mask at all times, social safe distancing, and then the most important thing is schedule an appointment. Before we used to accept walk-ins, but now we highly recommend grooming appointments so that there is less risk of COVID infections. People won't be coming in and out of the salon anymore, so they'll be on appointment basis.
All right, excellent. And before, or as next, I would like to welcome Mr. Justin Uy, and we talked now about a different topic, and that is franchising per se, because Mr. Justin Uy has a company called Franchise Co. And we could consider that is like a web portal for franchises, but I'll let him explain it to you. Mr.
Hi,
Justin, welcome to the Franchise Hour, and
thank you, Rudolf.
kindly explain us what you're doing with Franchise Co.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Rudolf, for the introduction. So Franchise Code basically is we were a franchise portal. So if you go to www.franchisecode.com, that's actually our website. So we actually started out as a franchise management portal, franchise portal, but we recently have pivoted over to focusing more on our franchise management for our clients. So just a little more about us. Started as an online portal for potential franchisees to find your perfect franchise business, and pivoted over to franchise management just recently. So yeah, if you actually go to www.franchisecode.com, you actually make it very easy and simple to find and contact franchisors. So you could go on our website. All of our franchises is actually either FIFA, PFA, or AFI accredited franchises. So our new focus right now is we're actually focusing on franchise management, but it's not open to the public yet. We'll start raising capital from the public in Q4 2021 or Q1 2022. But what we do is we raise capital for franchises, we manage the businesses on the investors' behalf, and we provide worry-free management and full transparency. For us, full transparency is a very important factor, and I'll explain more later. Our core principles really is complete transparency, accountability, and quality service. So the way we provide transparency for our clients is we give them access to real-time sales via POS. So it's actually a phone app that you can go on your phone. So during any time of the day, you want to see how much sales that branch has made. So you can just go on the app, say, oh, we made 5,000, 6,000 by 2 p.m. And you'll see all the data there. Next, all expenses are scanned, recorded, and categorized daily. So at the end of the day, you'll be able to see, oh, what did we spend on today? What did we buy? Did we purchase anything? So everything is there. Next, we give our clients choices. So you can get a weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly report, or you can get all of the above. So it's really up to our clients and how much they want to monitor their branches. Next, we're also planning to give our clients a dedicated franchise consultant that's assigned to them. So if they have any concerns, any questions regarding the businesses and how it's going, they'll have a direct line of communication with us. So right now, this is just an example of one of our current branches under management. So this is the expenses. So on the left, you can see it's itemized, then it's scanned, dated, the amount, and then categorized by its category. Next, this is how our investors actually monitor our daily sales. So this is the app. So I actually blurred out the sales. So it's updated in real time, and this is what our cashiers actually use. Right now, we currently have 3 branches under management. All of the 3 branches are Avocadoria. So we actually started out at SMCDO Downtown Premier. That first branch was actually 100% owned by my family, my parents. And next, we actually started testing out our franchise management idea and actually raising capital from our family, friends, and relatives. And we opened our second branch in SM City, Butuan. And actually, just 2 weeks ago, we raised more capital and opened our third branch in SM Lanan Premier. We're opening May 1st. So just in a few weeks' time, we're working on that now. So one of the reasons why we're very focused on transparency is because of what happened with our first branch. So actually, when we first opened our first branch, just some backstory about us is my parents were actually OFWs. We were from Singapore too. We actually lived there, and my parents worked there for 15 years. And my parents actually wanted to retire and move back to the Philippines already, and we decided that franchising was the best option for us. So we franchised an avocadoria. We put it in SM downtown, and then we actually let a family member run our business for us. And after 8 months, we moved back to the Philippines, and we found out that she's actually been stealing money from the business, and it was a very big amount. It was in the seven-figure range. So it really caused a lot of conflict with us, and it wasn't really just about the money too. It was about like, hey, this is your family, this is our family, and so it really affected us a lot. So we decided that for our next few ventures, we're gonna be fully transparent with raising capital, with expenses, with sales, everything. So all our expenses were recorded, even from the small amounts like 59 pesos, 35 pesos, everything is recorded. Yeah, but right now we're just doing this with our close family and friends. And we're just waiting for the right time to open this to the public soon. And if any of the viewers are actually interested in learning more and maybe keeping updated of when we're going public with this offering, you can email me at justin@franchisco.com if you want to get in touch with me. Then, yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, Justin. Very interesting presentation. It's unfortunate what happened to your family actually, and this is a really unfortunate thing because it happens quite regularly that OFWs entrust the money to relatives behind in the Philippines and then find out that it did not work out the way you expected it to work out.
Mm.
So you learned it actually beforehand. So now with your franchise management program, what you have, you can actually help investors that they keep the money and not lose it through
Yeah, and
saving
we're really
through
focusing on that.
saving relatives, not relatives, relatives. All right. So thank you so much for your presentation. So I suggest if you look for a
Thank you.
serious franchise, you can take a look at franchisco.com. And if you have a franchise, if you're a franchisor and a member of any of the three associations or a client of RK, you can post your franchise also on franchisco.com. So I thank you so much for that information. And I'm welcoming back Kristine
Yes.
to the show. And we have a few feedbacks. Uh,
Miss
Energy
AJ.
Opena said, "Hi, Kristine."
Hello.
She's the owner of
Mills.Glow. Yes.
Nails That Glow, and the husband was last week,
Last
my
week. Yes,
guest.
I watched that one. I was watching it live last week.
Very good. And then we have also Mr. Nelson John Gabriel Sancho. Please post tech for MetroDog. Uh,
Mm.
you can actually get the information. Where can people get in touch with you, Christine, who wants to have a franchise?
If they have inquiries, you can get in touch with RK Franchise Consultancy, or
Right.
they could email us at askmetrodog@yahoo.com.
Okay, so we sure definitely anybody can
Mm-mm.
get in touch with us.
Mm-mm.
And before we end this week's franchise hour, I give you also some information. And so today is today is our guest speaker was Miss Kristine Cabaies. I'm sorry for the begin. We had so I had that was on my computer actually. My computer got stuck up for the first 2 minutes. If you're interested to get a book or about franchising, you can request that. Send us a message, and we email you the book. It's more than 100 pages, and I wrote this very informative book. Actually, it really explains you how franchising works. Uh, you can also read our magazine, franchising.ph. Next week comes the next issue out. So this is still the February issue. We are featuring Amare La Cocina, the Baguio's favorite pizza place. Beside of that, on 52 pages, we have a lot of other information. And then, yeah, of course, if you want to have your business franchise, please visit us in RK Franchise Consultancy. We do everything what you need to be a franchisor, from structuring the franchise, operations manual, marketing materials, the franchise contracts and side agreements, the FTI, the franchise website, the franchisor manual, the master. Also, if you want to go international, so everything we can do for you, and you can get in touch with us through our landlines 89122946, 89122973, or on Globe 0917-874-3620, or on Smart 0933-864-2552. And of course, all our clients are also member of the Filipino International Franchise Association. We also help anybody who needs who needs a trademark. We help that, and of course, we help in the marketing through our franchise magazine and our franchise web portal. If you want to learn more about or read, or you want to watch the previous episodes of the franchise hours, you can do so in our YouTube channel, RK Franchise. There are more than 20 videos. You can, and also from our company's presentations on our YouTube channel, RK Franchise. And next Thursday, we have Mr. Joe Maxisai as guest. He is the co-founder of Potato Corner, and I think this will be also very interesting day. This will be again next Thursday at 4 p.m. All right, and I see that Justin has left us already, and Kathleen. So I would like to thank Kristine
Thank you.
Cabaies, owner
Our
of
pleasure.
MetroDog, for
Mhm.
being my guest today. And I'll see you guys next Thursday again. And thank you for watching us this Thursday at our franchise hour. Thank you, and bye
Thank
bye.
you.
See you
Bye.
next Thursday.